I simply gotta tell you, I'm a pretty simple fella. I'm not as sharp as Fredo, and I'll never be the Don. I will never win the big prize, shining in your bright and youthful eyes. I've learned to live outside of love and simply carry on. Carry on is what I do. And after all that I've been through, it seems like carry on is what my life was meant to be. So I never stop to look around, afraid I'll see what I have found is something good and something real. And this was never meant for me. So I blindly stumble, swiftly run, losing when I could have won. There will be no victory dance, and there will be no sun. To seek a prize which I can win, to lose this person I have been. It seems the time has come again for me to simply carry on. Old songs seem brand new. I was listening to the station that plays the oldie songs, FM 10 something, and I hadn't listened long when I realized the tunes I heard all seemed to be brand new. I couldn't help but feeling this was somehow linked to you. Now this was very strange to me, 'cause oldies take me back to where I heard the song first sung, to people gone and places past. But as I listened further to old songs I'd never known, they truly now seem different, and their meaning has so grown since you've become a part of me and me a part of you. Everything is young again. Old songs seem brand new. I am not a poet. I am not a seer. I don't want to be a guru or some constant disagreeer. I am not a prophet, and I've never been a prayer. I don't know who I am to you. To me, I'm just a sayer. I say this and I say that, and I quote so-and-so. Words of wisdom, words of crap, but words to blow the status quo. Just saying what I feel is true. I'm not much of a player, but I'm doing what I like to do. You see, I'm just a sayer. Listen, and you'll find you learn. Learn, and you will grow. In the end, you'll find you earn respect for sharing what you know. I'm not a merchant of the light, come to tell you what is real. I'm not some shining armored knight, here to make our lives ideal. And I am not a preacher, come to read from heaven's scroll. Nor am I a creature come to drag you in a hole. You know I'm not a martyr, for to get you all inspired. I am an a la Carter, with no wish to be desired. For when I peel the faces back, layer after layer, these naked eyes reveal the fact. I simply am a sayer. The first time. The first time that I saw her, what I mean is really saw her, there was something in the air, and I think that we both knew. The first time my gaze met hers, what I mean is really met hers, I could feel we were a pair. I need to know if it is true. I would tell her about the feeling, but my words are too revealing, and I'd really hate to scare her with the things that I might say. So I'll keep it to myself for now. But if she ever wonders how I feel, then I will tell her. I hope she asks today. You know I love my country. I'll be the first one to admit I'm a patriotic fool, and I'm racist just a bit. I believe in mom and apple pie, and I believe we must stay strong. I think I know which things are right, and those which seem so oddly wrong. Sometimes I feel quite evolved, and see the world as one. Yet if some problems can't be solved, I'll use my spears or bows or guns, and I'll die to keep my homeland free. Better dead than red. 3 of them ain't one of me. If other cliches need be said, then I'm a territorial SOB. One eye for one eye. I'll fight them if they'll fight me. But I'll never stop to reason why. Mankind, in all his wisdom, is still fighting over land, ethnicity, kingdom, her God, my God, and your God, and some right to life. Is this really all by plan? This diversity in humankind, this rainbow mix called man? There's 100 different colors, and 1,000 borderlines. There's us, and there's the others. We're quite benign. They're serpentine. They're always wrong. We're always right. They view life so barbarically. We seize the light. They embrace night. Of course, I speak satirically, for we are them, and they are us. All letters in an alphabet, words within a book of verse, but paint upon a living palette. Separate, we are chaos. Together, could be order. But we're afraid to let each other cross some imaginary borders. You know, we will only live together when, and only when, or whether, we embrace our foe as if a brother, and see ourselves when we see each other. Beyond the bridge. Beyond the bridge, there lives a girl. She must be someone's daughter. I long to spend a day with her, but I cannot walk on water. Between the banks the river churns. The swiftness of the stream will wash away the lessons learned on shore and shore and in between. Beneath the bridge there lives a troll. He's built himself a home. Beware, my love, he'll have your soul if over that bridge you roam. Is Mom okay? Little Suzy said, as her daddy tucked her into bed. Is Mommy crying 'cause I was bad? Why is Mommy sad? Please tell me, Dad. Please go to sleep, my darling child, he said, as he bit his lip and smiled. On his cheek there came a tear. Sleep and dream sweet dreams, my dear. Pillow cradled Suzy's head. She thought about what Daddy said. She saw the tear in Daddy's eye and drifted as she wondered why. Slumber stole sweet Susan's thoughts, her Daddy's stomach tied in knots, and Mommy inconsolable, her weeping uncontrollable. The hardest thing I'll ever do, she sobbed, is telling little Sue, before a boy becomes a man, we send him to a foreign land, where he will fight, and he may die, and never know the reasons why. And in the desert, far away, Brother Johnny died today. Sleepin' Sunday morning till the sleep will come no more. I push off all the covers, move my feet to meet the floor. There's something in the haziness, a dream the night before, and a feeling of vast emptiness that chills me to the core. The dream was of you, as I thought of you then, so young and so vibrant, so free. The dream was of you. I dream it time and again. Then I wake, and you've gone without me. I'll be thinking of you for the rest of the day. Many thoughts will escape my mind's view. Many things will go by without catching my eye, 'cause my thoughts will be dancing with you. So I guess I'll just lay me back down on the bed and hope slumber will take me down deep, for when all I can do is to daydream of you, I'm better off asleep. Last night, I stayed with someone who has loved me long and loved me true. Something selfish deep inside steals the love she cannot hide, and it makes of both of us the fool. It breaks her heart, and it breaks my rule, but for the moment satisfies my longing and her saddened eyes. So we discuss which alibis we'll use to camouflage our lies. We'll talk of how and where and when we can rendezvous again, and she'll pretend that she's my wife, and I'll pretend I'm living life, being loved by only you. Last night I stayed with someone new, a longtime friend, you understand. She held me close as I've held you, a sort of friendly one-night stand. It felt so right to be with her. We talked of many things, southern ports and winter sports, and she strummed the guitar strings. We felt so very comfortable as together we lay there. My shoulder was her pillow, softness was her hair. Last night, my ears heard different sounds, my eyes saw a different sight. My heart, it felt a distant tug. We dozed off in the night. Then suddenly I leapt awake, and for a moment had to wonder, where was I, for heaven's sake, and whose spell was I under? For I know the fragrance of your hair, the feel of your skin. It was not you beside me there. I dozed off once again. Last night, I touched another heart. It was that of a friend. Funny how one thing will start and something else will end. Most anything. You could have most anything. You could have your way. You could be the crystal light that shines to make my day. You could be a goddess, have a temple all your own. You could be a friend of mine and make my house a home. You can ride on lightning, babe, and you can pick and choose, but everything you have to gain, you also have to lose. You could be a barfly and know people everywhere. You could rest here in the nest of the one who really cares. Yeah, you can ride on lightning, babe, and you can pick and choose, but everything you have to gain, you also have to lose. Yours could be a highway, high, from here to God knows where. Yours could be a country road, from God knows where to here. No, no, no. No, we never saved the world. We simply fought. Some died. Then on the home front we were hurled to swim against a rising tide. No, we never won the peace. We simply fought the wretched war, then had to learn how to release the yoke of guilt we bore. No, we did not boast about being there. We simply lived and stuffed the horror. Our souvenir, the nightly mirrors we brought home from that wretched war. Cruising up the river, blinded by the calm, banana leaves and Tarzan vines, the ever-present palm encroaching on the waterway, hanging overhead. Rubber trees and orchids make the jungle green and red. Hooches standing high on stilts, open window, bamboo door. The dugouts and the sampans dot the muddy shore. Paddies choked with sprouting rice, eddies choked with foam. His eyes fixed on the river's bend, his mind fixed on his home. The skipper turns the wheel to avoid a floating log. A deckhand motions to reveal a thick descending fog. The skipper turns the wheel again to skirt a silty bar. The smell of diesel permeates life on the PBR. The radio spits Morrison. A deckhand sings along. The end. Tapping feet and finger snaps bring on a momentary lapse. The fog begins to shroud the craft. Lookouts posted bow and aft. An eerie silence does descend as they approach the river's bend. Then shots ring out. Glance off the hull. The skipper hits the throttle full. A deckhand darts and ducks his head. The air is rich with singing lead. Twin 60s spray the fog-draped trees. The deckhand drops down to his knees. Rounds have pierced his chest and neck. His life is drained out on the deck. As he fades, his mind does roam. His final thoughts of wife and home. And though they know their friend is gone, his shipmates still must carry on. The skipper stops the boat midstream. The 60s scour the jungles green in hot lead search for enemies. Charlie fires back through the trees. With death so close and home so far, that's life upon the PBR. The deckhands know the regimen. The radio spits Morrison. Then quickly as it all began, Charlie's up and gone again, to melt into the canopy. The skipper gets down on a knee to cradle, hug a fallen friend. A lookout scouts the river's bend. The radio spits Morrison, and no one sings along. The end. Dreamworld. Every man must have a dream world, set aside somewhere. Inside, you'll find he has a dream girl, waiting for him there. When he steps onto that cloud, she too has found her dream, and they make love both swift and loud until awakening. And each will rise to live their lives in total separate worlds. He'll have breakfast with his wife. She'll dress her little girls, and each will live their separate days till slumber beckons them, and they can slip off in the haze to hold each other once again. Every girl must have a dreamland, set aside somewhere. Inside, you'll find she has a dream man, waiting for her there. Everyone must love someone until they die from time of birth. And if you are a lucky one, your dream is with you here on earth. There was a time, not long ago, my race towards death was well nigh run. Through all the years of ebb and flow, I felt my life was damn near done. No longer could I see the trees. I did not care to view the clouds, embracing life's indignities, awaiting death's dark flowing shrouds. I had no love for future's dream, no future goal for which to fight, no longings left, no self-esteem, a metaphoric witch-filled night. And so I waited long, laid low. In pity did my soul digress, until so diabolical salvation lay in bold redress. Who came and took me from that sin, showed me depth I've never known? Who made me want to live again, touched me to the very bone? Whose spirit filled my inner being, lifted me from out the grave, taught my heart again to sing, taught my soul how to be brave. In all my life, I've never been a man of spirit, godly speaking, but there's something stirring here within. I find that I am oddly seeking meaning in a life renewed, color in a sight restored, forgiveness for a past reviewed, answers about a loving Lord. One last cigarette. So many times I try to quit, as many times I fail. I went to see a hypnotist at last, to no avail. I light one on another's butt, and when I'm out, I borrow. If today it's down I cut, it's twice as much tomorrow. I really like to think I need 'em. It was me who set the hook. Seen the warnings, didn't read 'em. Hell, I don't even look. But first thing upon awakening, I light up with a wheeze. With cough and hack and sputtering, I work up to a sneeze. I blow my nose, I clear my throat, I'm ready for a puff. I raise the filter to my lips, I cannot get enough. I suck sweet smoke into my face, then to my lungs it goes. So as not to waste the full rich taste, I blow it out my nose. One burns there in the ashtray while I brush my teeth and gums. I light one when I'm done halfway, another when I'm done. Folks who smoke the way I smoke stand the chance of dying young, for they will soon or later choke on nooses they themselves have strung. Anything in excess, some things done at all, tend to make life reckless. I set me up to fall, with a Marlboro breakfast and a cup of tar for lunch. I'll lay the subject there to rest, but still, I have a hunch that when they lay me in the grave, though I'll be dead, I'll make a bet that through eternity I'll crave just one last cigarette. The bold solution. Kids, it's time to change the world again. It's time for revolution. No, you didn't start the mess you're in. Be the bold solution. 'Cause your youth, it's like a power tool. Greater strength than 12 old men. To make it work, there's just one rule. You have to plug it in. I hear some say that's not my job. I'm still in school. I'm having fun. I will not join your youthful mob to do the things you should have done. Hell, it's a cumulative creation. This world we're striving for, it didn't start in my generation, and it will not end in yours. But in the 60s, the kids were out in the street, 100,000, more, pounding their fists, stomping their feet, and busting through the doors of segregation, and the doors of fear and hate. Women's liberation, they trampled through that gate, and they kicked the door of wartime. They waged war on war itself, and somewhere in that paradigm, a generation found itself. They found their guts, their fortitude. They found an outer voice to break the silent solitudes and give themselves a choice which let them say, hell no. We will not follow fools. Love will take us where we go, and love will write the rules. And with that fervent notion, they took the reins of truth, and with manifest devotion, kids, they rode till time had stole their youth. But they got so much accomplished in their short and shining reign. Hell, the freedoms which they helped unleash are all the world's gain. But age has robbed their power now. Their sight is growing dim. And kids, it is the hour now to take the reins from them. 'Cause every generation drops the ball as it grows old. It's up to youth to pick it up and run it towards the goal. And no doubt, youth will drop it, although you try your best. But when you do, just toss it to Generation Next. 'cause their youth is like a power tool, greater strength than 12 old men. Just make sure they know the rule. They have to plug it in. And boomer ain't a dirty word, for we are just like you. Hell, every generation has the shit that it goes through. So be some fucking heroes, kids. Don't take your cues from me, but don't think I'm a zero, kids. Hell, I've done my heroing. But kids, it's time to change the world again. It's time for revolution. Peaceful revolution. No, you didn't start the mess you're in. Be the bold solution. A corn and an apple. You are an apple, an ear of corn am I, with kernels so sweet they near point of bursting, and once had been bitter and very near dry. A change in the roots, or perhaps in the earth, has nourished this stalk with a life-giving juice, and has flowed to this ear to bring it new birth. An apple that's left to hang from the tree, instead of to harvest while still small and green, should grow and mature on into the fall, and if let to do so, be better for all. A corn and an apple are different, of course, to look at, to taste, and as cob is to core, yet if planted together, so roots interchange, could grow and develop and be one and the same. I think I was meant to die over there, he said, as he lifted his glass, where the sun was like fire, the mud was like mire, in the paddies and elephant grass. I went when they asked me, did what I was told, and I felt that my life had a meaning. Now my life seems so nasty, I'm bitter and old, and street life is so damn demeaning. So I live in a bottle, don't do what I oughta, and it seems such a steep hill from here. Seems I can't make the grade, as the memories all fade of a life which I once held so dear. So leave me alone while I bitch and I moan, and I wish I had died over there. It would beat dying here, with a gut full of beer, and a feeling that no one would care. When it was my turn to talk, I was too drunk to walk, and my words came out rather slurred. But I set down my cup, and I said, listen up, it's my turn to have the last word. So you think you should have died over there? What good would that do anyone? There are children who love you, a blue sky above you. There are boys who would say they're your son. Why do you sit there and dwell on the past? All it does is to make you feel sad. There are kids you inspire. You kindle a fire. And young girls who would say you're their dad. Yes, you really are selfish to live all alone, keeping love and compassion at bay. I don't understand why you snivel and moan when you really have so much to say. There are kids who would listen to all you could say. To the children, you're not being fair. So cast off your false pride. Realize that you lied when you said you should have died over there. You've put into words things no kids will hear, 'cause your ego won't open that door. So you write it and hide it. If only you tried it, your life would be worth living for. And you can still be a hero without giving your life. Forget all that happened back then. Teach the right way to go. You will be a hero when you love and support the children. Love to hear her talk. I talked to her today. You know, it thrilled me. Through the line, I felt her smile. The warmth her voice portrayed filled my inner workings with emotion and with joy, and the thought that she still loves me has rekindled an old flame. How I love to hear her talk of all the things she's done of late, the things I can't be part of. She's so young and far away. How I love to hear her talk of times to come, just she and me. Oh, how I love to hear her talk of when we both shall be set free. Someone has found a tender spot I thought I hid so well. Behind the hardness life has wrought, secured within this bunkered cell. Buried deep, so as to keep all prying souls at bay, I mound it steep, that none may reap this bounty neath the clay. And yet, someone has found it out, this place of tender purpose. And now, a flood from out the drought has washed it to the surface, exposed it to the glaring light of day from out the solitude. Must I return it to the night, this tender place so long subdued? Or might I let it sing, at last, the sweetest song of its desire, to chance the tears behind this mask will drown this newly kindled fire? There is no less lightheartedness behind these wrinkled eyes, as there is the hardness, dressed to serve the bold disguise. I'm torn, but in my hand the spade I used to hide this tender spot. Be I afraid or just dismayed, I'll bury it without a thought, 'cause it hurts to have a tender side. Be it wise or be it not, I guess I'd better soon decide if I should hide this tender spot, for someone now has found it out, this place of tender purpose. And now a flood from out the drought has washed it to the surface. Sometimes I'm not sure about the things I'm striving for. Seldom are the times I'm really lonesome anymore. Now and then I find myself searching for a clue to a meaning for existing if I cannot be with you. So sometimes I must go away and get back to the land. I steal the canyon's silence, and I trek the desert sand. I climb the rigid mountain, and I stammer at the view, and I know how wonderful it'd be to share it all with you. Sometimes I lay in bed at night and dream that you're with me. Side by side, like birds in flight, we sail out over the sea unto a distant island where all our dreams come true. Just you and me for eternity. Imagine me and you. I could have stolen you that day, up into the mountains to my little hideaway. I could have kept you warm there. On cold nights I'd build the fire, take away your every care, satisfy desire. Never would I leave you lonely, feel your every sigh. Tears upon your cheeks are only tears of joy you cry. Watch the sunrise every morn. In Cedar Groves we'd stand, in wonder of the elegance painted across the land. I'd build for you a home so grand, from Douglas fir and alder, and like our love, the foundation of which would never falter. And in our middle years of life, our love would seem surreal. And if then you would be my wife, our love we'd bond and seal, and there could be a family, you, wife and mother too. And on my fantasies about my life with you, had I stolen you that day, up into the mountains to my little hideaway. touch my junk. We're all in such a hurry while we're getting where we're going. The holidays are on us, and I'm just trying to get home. The buses aren't running, and I haven't got a car. I'd jog it if I thought I could, but no, it's way too far. A taxi's too expensive, and they're sold out on the train, so I'm headed to the airport to try and catch a plane. Hey, I'm all about security. America's been good to me, and I would go to some extreme to keep her safe and free. So I will take my shoes off. Hell, I'd probably spread my cheeks and cough. Stand naked in your presence so that your eyes can see. That's me. That ain't no pipe bomb, filled with nails and napalm. They grown big where I'm from, but that's another story. So I'll stand before your scanners and I'll take off my shirt. If I wore a dress, I'd probably let you look right up my skirt. 'Cause you gotta do what you gotta do. But buddy, so do I. And you're really gonna piss me off if you touch my inner thigh. You can check my onboard luggage and rummage through my trunk, but hear me clear when you hear me say, I will kick your ass if you touch my junk. Have you felt the pain a junkie must bear during second stage withdrawals? Well, I promise I will take you there if you even brush my balls. Yeah, I'll kick your ass if you touch my junk. Hear me clear, friend. I didn't slur, friend, and I ain't even drunk. And you didn't even buy me dinner. And it doesn't matter that you'd be the winner, and I ain't saying you're a punk. Just, I will kick your ass if you touch my junk. I know you have a job to do. Well, buddy, I have my job too. So if you want a Purple Heart, just touch a certain body part, and we'll be rolling on the floor. I'll leave it there, friend. I'll say no more. I'll stand before you meek and humble. I won't resort to rough and tumble. Till you touch my junk, then we're gonna rumble. I could see it in his eyes. I heard him say it with his eyes as clearly as if he had spoken the words out loud. But that was impossible, given the noise from the rotors and the disorder of the situation. He was leaning far out and down from the chopper door, secured to the bird only by the hand of his comrade, tightly clinched to the back of his belt in jungle fatigues. He was reaching, just a little further. I was chest deep in a swamp with 6 good men, one of us rapidly dying as we tried with our last bit of endurance to hold him over our heads long enough for the man with the talking eyes to wrestle him into the chopper. I wasn't sure we could do this. We were in the only clearing for 2 clicks in any direction. The chopper skids could not rest on the water surface, nor go below it. I wondered if this mission turned dust-off attempt was destined to fail. And then I looked into the eyes of the man leaning from the bird. As his hand latched onto my friend's fatigues at the belt line, his eyes surveyed the scene. As his eyes scanned across mine, we locked on momentarily, like a laser. Through his eyes, I saw his soul. I believe he saw mine. It all happened in a second or so. I heard his soul say through his eyes to me, Bro, I can only imagine what you guys have been through today. I wish I could do more. Stay and help, you know, bro? But know this, my soul brother. Your friend is in good hands. Bless you, my bros, and good luck. With that, he lifted my brother into the bird with one arm and all of his heart and soul, and then they were gone. Over the years, I've wondered if he had read my eyes the way I read his. If he did, I hope he heard me say, Thank God for your kind, my brother. I know you look into men's tortured souls daily. Yes, it is hell down here right now, but I have the privilege to know the humor, hear the dreams, share the joys and the disappointments of these great brothers in arms. Never have I felt so alive. It's strange, you know, bro? Do you feel it too? Bless you, my hero brother, and Godspeed.